Morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on What's Brewing with Jim and Gigi on this Wednesday morning. Welcome back, Jim.
Thanks.
You had a great trip, a long trip overseas. You went to the Philippines and China.
Yeah, across the international date line, which has got me in a really weird headspace right now. I
can imagine. Yeah.
12 hours earlier over there in China than it is here. Later. I take that back, later. So that's got us kind of messed up. But yeah, what an amazing trip. I'll share some pictures of the trip on Friday with you guys, show you some of the highlights of the trip. Very lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you really didn't miss much here, weather-wise at least.
No.
Luckily, all the other meteorologists, I think the only day that we had a first alert weather day was Easter Sunday for some rain. But other than that, it was all good here in the neighborhood.
Yeah, this run of quiet weather shows no signs of really slowing down. Maybe the middle of next week, another rain chance comes back. But I'm talking 7-8 days from now.
All right.
It doesn't look like a big storm. I keep thinking this pattern is going to break, and once it does, we'll get into probably a pretty stormy, wet pattern for a while, but still no signs of that happening. So the drought continues to grow. We continue to look for rain, and the above normal temps continue, although not today. We'll talk about a little bit of a chill down today, but we'll dig into all that coming up here in just a bit.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, before we talk about all of that, we do have a story that is a part of our North Carolina history. This week is, I think it is this weekend, is the 250th anniversary since the Halifax Resolves were signed, and those were documents that called on Great Britain, or from called on independence from Great Britain. Gotcha. There we go. Those are words. But North Carolina was the first colony to do that, and that was done through these documents here. And they were brought back to North Carolina, and it's the first time since then that they've been in North Carolina. And now there's a new visitor center that's open in Halifax. The governor was there yesterday to honor them, to celebrate this really remarkable piece of history. So we were able to get a look into this new visitor center that'll be open with the Resolves through October. So let's take a look.
Great.
April 12th, 1776, a turning point in American history. North Carolina became the first colony to call for American independence by adopting the Halifax Resolves.
This is the first time any colony took an official action to declare independence from the Crown and from the Parliament. And I think that's something that we as North Carolinians can take real pride in. It's why we are first in freedom.
For the first time in 250 years, officials say the Halifax Resolves are coming back to North Carolina. Retired history teacher and Halifax member Kathy White says this brings pride to the community.
It's wonderful. I think we have known for a long time how many great things are here, but I'm not sure that the public in general knows.
Tuesday, Governor Josh Stein and other leaders celebrated the opening of a new visitor center, highlighting the town's place in American history. From original documents to tribal vases, Haliwa-Saponi tribe leaders say the center highlights voices that helped shape Halifax.
Oh, it makes me feel great. It's great that we've remembered, that we continue to carry on the history, that we get to, as Haliwa-Saponi people, we get to tell our story.
While also displaying the key role North Carolina played in our country's founding.
Oh, it means that they have not forgotten history, that we are an important part.
Really wonderful to see some of those visuals there inside the visitor center. Looks like a lot of great pieces of our history in there, as well as just a lot of information.
Yeah, this sounds like a really nice day trip.
Yeah.
I know the bird park's up that way, so I can see us
take some stops.
Tying that in and
go.
doing a double Halifax County visit. Sounds like a wonderful visit up there for them.
Sure.
And great for them to get it back there and have it there. Was it through October it'll be there?
Through October, I believe,
October,
yep.
Yeah, so we will plan a trip out there.
Awesome.
Good job, guys.
Great. All right, well, let's talk about the weather.
Yeah, let's do that. And again, the chill is in this morning. Grab a jacket as you head out. Bernice says, brr. Good morning. Yeah, Bernice, that's warranted with the air temps generally down near 40 and wind chills generally into the mid-30s. 41 in Belhaven under a beautiful blue sky. Get used to that. A few clouds here and there over the next 6-7 days, but generally more clear than not, without any rain through the middle of next week. The forecast, the only thing we're really tracking is the climbing temps over the next 7-8 days. Otherwise, no big storm systems. Wind chills I mentioned in the 30s. Feels like 37 outside the studio. Sun-filled degrees, 41 on the thermometer. A north wind, more of a northeast flow generally today. And again, wind speed around 10, 15 or so at times. There's the New Bern shot. Neuse River Cam. Good morning, folks, down there. Those mid-40s climbing to about 60 this afternoon. Grifton, 41. Feels like 37. I think I've got my beach shot, or coastal. Sanitary restaurant, Morehead City, 50 on the thermometer. That wind northeast 10 to 15, again gusting 20 at times. Grab a jacket as you head out. All right, headlines today. Generally, the chill is a one-day deal. Plenty of sunshine, chilly to cool. I could have put from AM to PM on those winds as we try to get you to 60 later today. Northeast, the wind direction, speed around 20, give or take. Gusting 30, give or take, into the afternoon. There is still a high surf advisory continuing on the Outer Banks because of those winds and the big surf. 7, 8, 9 foot waves, even some 10 footers at times out towards Hatteras Point as we go through the day. All right, and then the big news becomes the warming air temps. Satellite radar composite. Notice the timestamp on there. I take you back 12 hours. There were clouds lingering yesterday afternoon, evening, into the overnight. They scooted out of here after midnight, and we're left with those clear shots. Clear shots. Say it slow. I showed you on the live cams this morning. So we're looking good. Air temp 43, Windsor, Kenansville, 36, Roanoke Rapids. Speaking of Halifax County, it's chilly up there with mid to upper 30s. Same thing into Edgecombe, Nash counties. 37, Ahoskie, Hertford County, 30s of the mid to upper variety. There may be a little touch of frost, maybe near the state line or back by I-95 there this morning. Out to the beaches, you're fine. 50 on the thermometer, 40s for most of us, sandwiched in the middle. And again, throw a little wind in there, sustained wind 10 to 15, and you get wind chills generally, I would say around 37-ish. Feels like temp. Check the winds out. I'll take you into the afternoon. Again, gusty northeast flow, 15 gusting 25 to 30. Evening hours, winds come down a little. By tomorrow morning, 10 to 15 or less, and kind of holding there. So we're lighter on the winds tomorrow, and that will allow the sun to more efficiently do its job. It's not fighting that northeast flow as much. The cool air, we call it, coming in on that wind. So we'll keep those temperatures, or we'll get those temperatures warming for you tomorrow. So a 60 equates out to a 70 with less wind tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, still cold. Low 40s, we throw the jackets back on, but I think a lot of us can lose those jackets tomorrow afternoon. And that 70 jumps into the 80s by the weekend. I'll show you that just a sec. First, the big map, stretch it out, wide shot, picking up a little snow on the map up there towards, I would say, western Michigan. That changes to rain in Chicago, cold raindrops there into Wisconsin as well. Nothing real heavy. And that precip up there, folks, it's staying north. Not coming our way. That front you see never gets here. Watch the map. Here we are later today. That's 7 p.m. Looks good. High pressure, cool temps. Overnight tonight, I should put a chilly on there for tomorrow morning. About 40 out the door tomorrow morning. And as the ridge starts to move further away, easing off the coast, we start getting warmer. We'll probably still have a northeast flow tomorrow. Showed you that on the wind map. But you can see the southerly winds knocking at the door and the warmer air coming with it. Cold front back there to the north. A lot of weather along the front, but watch as that heads eastward. The rain generally weakening. There's late Friday, the end of the week. Over us, beautiful. Sunny skies, mid-70s. Take you into Saturday. Front still hanging around to the north, not getting here. It stalls up near D.C., it looks like, on Saturday. And that means we stay on the warm side. We stay dry. We stay mostly sunny. A few raindrops over Virginia, and that's about it. Nothing over us. Sunday, same deal. Front's back to the north and moving further north by then. So that warm air will stick around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That cold front, see St. Louis back there, the front to the west of St. Louis, down to Oklahoma City. That's our next rain chance. Right now, it looks like that'll be late Wednesday, Thursday of next week. That is a long ways out. So a lot of time to watch that. But that's our next hope, what you see back there over the midsection of the nation late into the weekend. But plenty of warm air ahead of that. So we'll watch those temperatures coming up. 60 today, flirting with 70 tomorrow. That little 10% on there for tomorrow, that's the Outer Banks. Stray raindrop, it's a long shot. And I mean a really long shot. I put less than on that maybe. And then Friday, gorgeous. Sunny skies, mid-70s. Near seasonable, normal highs around 72. And then the above normal temps lock in. 80s of the low variety Saturday and Sunday. Generally nothing but sunshine. The Newport Pig Cooking Contest, 48th annual. And from what I'm hearing, this may be the final year, I guess, they're going to do this. So get out and say goodbye to the Pig Cooking Contest. Enjoy some great pig and live music on Saturday. Friday will be in the evening. They'll have the rides open. And then Saturday, the big day, with the winners announced, the live music, and the sunny skies. Low 80s Sunday as well. Next week, temps start to climb towards the mid-80s. Humidity comes in a little bit. You can see that because the clouds starting to build. And then we get a rain chance Wednesday, a muggy 87. Wednesday, shower/thunderstorm chance. Late day Wednesday night. Again, give me a little room on that. That may end up more towards Thursday or perhaps Tuesday night. It's that far out. There's going to be some fluctuation. 87 average. Somebody hits 90 maybe on Wednesday potentially as the heat builds in the middle of next week. Above normal temps generally almost all the way through. Same
Great.
today.
Yep.
Tomorrow near seasonal, and then we go above normal into the weekend. Man, the weekend looks good though. Blue skies.
Yeah, make your plans. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice to see. I mean, we're going from a big jump from below average all the way to above average within a week's span. So nice to see that, of course, right mixed in the middle there. We have a great weekend there. And we've been really fortunate with our weekends so far. I know we've had a few chances here and there of some rain, but really not affecting the entire weekend, which has been wonderful. Hopefully we can keep it that way with all these festivals going on.
That's the big deal now. Yeah, the coming weeks, it's festival season.
Yeah.
So we've got the Newport Pig Cooking, and then the Shad Festival after that.
Mm-hmm.
The following weekend is the Dogwood Festival, and then more festivals continue as we head in.
The list
towards
keeps going on and
April
on.
May.
Yeah.
I think probably every weekend you'll be able to find a festival over the next 2 months if you look hard enough. And yeah, this is the time of the year you want good weekend weather.
Right.
More than just about any other time. We've got it for a while. Enjoy it. Enjoy the pig cooking. And last year doing it down there in Newport this year. They'll be shutting it down after this.
Yeah, get out there while you can. Well, Jim, thank you so much for all the updates and welcome back.
Thanks.
And thank you all for joining us this morning. We do have a few people over on Facebook. We did say hello to Bernice this morning, and George, good morning to you as well. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. We'll be back again at 8 a.m. for another news and weather update. Hope to see you then.